Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm outside the, where are we? Outside the Greyhound in the village of Carshalton in the county of Surrey, about 5 miles north of Epsom Downs Racecourse. So originally built in about 1706 as a coaching inn, serving the horses and passengers alike, travelling from London down into either Banstead or Epsom Downs Racecourse. It was largely rebuilt in the early 1800s and now serves as a pub, restaurant and hotel. Very nice hotel too. We know it's owned, by the way, owned and managed by the brewing giants Young's. We know that it retains a lot of its original history and artifacts and is a Grade 2 listed building. But what's the service like? What's the ambience like? What's the food like? Is it budget friendly? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's take a look. I'll just give you a quick look at the outside covered seating area. There's these little dome pods and a large covered area there. Lit and illuminated, so you can sit outside. There's even a little room over there. And what have we got? Some paddies, must be some paddies coming up. Really is a lovely, it's a lovely, quite a big pub. That's the hotel there and reception. I'm not sure how many rooms they've got. Basically, I think this is, well, I think it was rebuilt in 1840. We'll have a look at the plaque in a minute. So it's very early Victorian. There's one of the entrances there. Let's have a quick look at this plaque. This public house was known as the Greyhound as early as 1700. It was a sporting centre and the venue where racehorses were inspected prior to competing on Banstead Downs, perhaps just before Epsom Downs. The old inn was rebuilt 1840, so it's 3 years after Victoria's entered the throne, and a separate existing building, the 2 rooms incorporated. And then literally across there is the ponds, and that building there is Honeywood, is now a museum. Let's have a look inside. Just a quick look inside the covered area. These little pods here, then plastic pods, they're no smoking areas. There's another couple there. We've got all this undercover seating area here, lots of it. It's cavernous in here, like a circus tent. And then you've got these sort of separate closable rooms in here, lit up. They're no smoking as well, and they've each got a flat screen TV. So there's heating in here. It really has been well thought out. So the horses, the race horses, prior to inspection would have been brought, there's the pond there, just in between the sign and the high street brick wall there. It's just like a slipway. They would be walked, the carriages up here, walked across this road, which probably would have been a dirt track, and then walked along here into the stables. Let's continue. Weatherboarding. It certainly gives it the historical look. I think I'm in the Swan dining room. Let's have a wander through. Immediately something that caught my eye is this mosaic on the floor of a racehorse. A greyhound rather, racehorse. A greyhound. Lovely. And I'm somewhere in here. What a lovely restaurant. There's another restaurant through there and then the bar further on. Just look at that. Wow, the low ceilings. I'm just under 6 feet and my head's almost touching the ceiling. But I'm not in here, I'm in here. Really, really nice, lots of character. There's an old grandfather clock there, probably late Georgian, and set up for larger parties. Another grandfather or granddaughter clock, that looks like a granddaughter clock maybe. And deep buttoned sofas, so plenty comfortable. and there's the ponds just outside. So where am I? Really, really nice in here, some historical artwork. And I'm just here. They've given me a complimentary carafe of water with ice. So we'll sit down, have a look at the menu, and get some food ordered. Well, I'm all seated and comfortable. I've got a fabulous view here of the ponds, the trees, the Carshalton Ponds Park, straight across there. It really is lovely. There's some blue sky, there's some cloud, but there's some blue sky and the sun is shining. I think the max today is about, I think it said 16, which is unbelievable. The morning's getting lighter, the temperatures are getting warmer. It might suddenly in March dip to zeros and we get snow. This is the United Kingdom. But it's lovely today. You've got that great seating area outside there. Covered. I think the sort of what I call the circus top is a recent addition, but it's huge. There's lots of seating outside there, and those little private rooms with a flat screen telly as well. I mean, Young's really have gone the extra mile here. They've thought of everything. People do like to sit outside. This spot gets really warm in here in the summer. It's a bit of a sun trap. So you can sit outside, have your food. I've sat out there once before with a girlfriend and had some lunch. It really is nice. We ordered it from the bar. But today we're in the restaurant, one of the restaurants, and it really is lovely here. So great view, comfortable seating, well-spaced tables. You're certainly not crowded. I'm sitting on a table for two here. But I don't think I've ever eaten in the restaurant part. I mean, I've eaten in the pub and eaten outside. But this really is comfortable, really nice. So we'll wait for the food to arrive, have a look and see what we think. Well, the food's arrived, and I have to say, I'm a little bit embarrassed. It's absolutely huge portions. A very curly, swirly sausage. In fact, there's two lots of them, and a huge amount of spinach with some sort of gravy, and a very substantial bowl of chips. I mean, this is an enormous meal. More spinach than I had at the Ivy at the weekend. Very fancy, but very small, with those pine nuts. I hate pine nuts on my food. But this looks impressive. I mean, this is crazy. I've got some rather antiquated looking vinegar there. So let me turn you around. We can have a closer look at the lunch. I don't know if I'll be wanting dinner. So the food's arrived. Very kind of the lady to turn the music down, by the way. I do like Elton John, but it's an immediate copyright strike. But just have a look at this lot. My goodness me. They look like hand-cut chips. Some garlic mayo tucked in there that I asked for. They look golden, crispy, very hot. But just look at this, the main event. I think it's like their signature sausage. Two lots. I mean, one would have been enough. Look at the amount of spinach there. What looks like a very dark, interesting gravy. That really is impressive. I mean, I think the main meal there was £19 and the chips were £6, so £25 for what looks like a meal I'm probably not going to be able to finish with as much ice water as I can drink. Let's sit down and give it a taste, and I'll tell you what I think. Let's put a little bit of salt on the chips, maybe a little bit of pepper, and I'm going to try some of this vinegar. It looks quite sort of aged vinegar. Let's give it a try. I don't think perhaps it's balsamic. Let's give it a little drizzle. I do like balsamic vinegar. So let's give the chips a try. We've got a little bit of, very little bit of garlic mayo. Yeah, that's definitely garlicky. So let's give them a try and see what we think. Let's give one of these chips a try. Very crispy looking, very golden. A little bit of garlic mayo, of course. Good garlic mayo and crispy chips. I'm going to pinch the napkin. I'm going to get greasy fingers. The chips are very good. Golden, crispy. And still nice and hot. But try a little bit of the spinach. That's a lot of fresh spinach there. So I think it's spinach. Actually, it might be greens.
It's a pancake and there was so you could buy meats. Chicken and bacon.
It's kale that I'm not quite so keen on. Let's try a little bit of the sausage. Oh, that's right. It's sort of cooked lentils, dark lentils, in the gravy sauce. The sausage tastes a bit like the lentils are delicious. The sausage is a bit like a chipolata. I'm not keen on kale, but I'm nutritionally savvy enough to know that you should eat it. It's very fresh. It's quite chewy, the kale. It gets stuck in your throat sometimes. I'm not overly keen on kale. And these lentils here, oh, they're lovely. Not your usually spicy lentils you'd find in a curry, but slightly more texture, slightly less cooked. I'm really impressed, actually. Another chip with a bit of garlic mayo. There's a party just to my left, perhaps a works party or something, having an afternoon out. Great environment to have, great premises to have a nice meal in. So I shall continue. I have to say, I am enjoying the main, the lentils, and well, a large sausage with a pronounced curve. And it's still lovely and hot as well. I have to say, quite an unusual dish. There's a lot of sausage and a lot of lentils in a lovely gravy and some kale, so it's sort of sausage unhealthy, lentils and kale healthy, so a bit of a mixture. And the chips are good. I mean, this is quite substantial. I was going to have soup and mushrooms for dinner tonight, but I don't even know if I'm going to need a dinner after this. But I'm really enjoying it. Something completely new for me. I've ordered another garlic mayo, as I've got a plan to finish all the chips. I'm kidding myself. But I'll give it a good go. This is a substantial meal, more substantial than the Ivy, either of the Ivies, the Wimbledon one or the Brighton one. Both superb restaurants, very impressive. But this is equally as impressive in a historical way. So most of the building we're sitting eating in now dates from 1840, so very late Regency, very early Victorian. So, yeah, very early Victorian. But for me, good crispy chips with some garlic mayo. I'm in Kevin heaven. So a little drop more water from the carafe, just a little bit of ice left that hasn't melted. It's embarrassing, I couldn't get this undone. Oh, that's nice. Well, I couldn't quite polish off the chips, most of the garlic mayo. Of course, you do know I like my garlic mayo, but I'm definitely going to polish off these lentils. They're just beautiful. More texture than the smooth, pasty type lentils you get in Tarkadal. More texture. And I polish off this last little bit of curvy sausage. Wow, it's absolutely delicious. It's still nice and warm as well, so I'll polish this off and get the bill. We'll have a look at the bill. I do actually know what it should be, but we'll take a look. Let's just polish off. These lentils are absolutely delicious. Everybody knows lentils are good for you, and I'm lucky, I guess. I do like lentils.
I know these people, and the way they think, in the moment, is revealing, you know.
Wow, that was absolutely delicious. Those lentils, I think they were basically like lentils in a gravy, almost like Bisto. But the gravy, I've never had them like that before. Good texture, very tasty, slightly whole still, not mushed into a paste. Sausage was cooked well, in contrast to the sausage I had down in Poole at the hotel, and I had a few comments saying the breakfast looked anemic, and I did think the breakfast looked anemic. It was undercooked, I should have sent it back, but this was cooked perfectly. Really delicious. The chips, I can't finish the chips, and the garlic mayo, very nice. Plenty of ice in my water, which is melted now. Overall, a really tasty, filling meal, and quite nutritious, I think. The kale, I've polished off the kale as well. I'm not a big kale eater, find it a bit fibrous. But the lentils, easy to eat, absolutely delicious. So yeah, I mean, you can see where I am. Would I recommend the Greyhound pub, restaurant, hotel in the village of Carshalton in the county of Surrey, about 5 miles north of Epsom Downs Racecourse? Absolutely, I would, 100%. If you enjoy being surrounded by, well, antiquity. A lot of the furniture, certainly the clocks, are probably late Georgian or Regency in their flame mahogany cases. My view here, because I've sat here, my view here is the ponds and the trees, and then just across there is Honeywood Museum, which just shows artefacts of the local area. I mean, they used to grow lavender here in Carshalton, and Carshalton has a lot of history, certainly going back to the 1700s, and a lot of activity during Victorian times here. Obviously it's changed a lot, but the road outside is still the same dimensions. It's been tarmac, but it's still the same dimensions, and the white low railings which line the pond often there's a collision between a vehicle and the railing gives way and the car ends up in the ponds. It's not very deep, it's only about a foot deep or 2 feet deep. So I've seen that many times. In fact, an old friend of mine used to have to re-brick the wall supporting the railing because it gets broken. But it's absolutely lovely here. It is. I'm very lucky. I live about a 5-minute walk that way, so I can easily walk down to Carshalton village. And of course you've got the Woodman just next door. It's a 500-year-old pub. You've seen the Woodman in a previous video. So would I recommend the Greyhound pub? Absolutely, 100%. A real pleasure to come here. I'm very surprised and pleasantly pleased with the brunch menu here. Absolutely delicious. So what's coming up on the channel? So in about a week and a half, I'm hoping, it's not been confirmed yet, but I'm hoping to visit and explore Liverpool. A city, I think it's a city, Liverpool, it must be a city, not a town, Liverpool. I'm hoping to explore Liverpool. It's got a lot to offer. Most of you out there will know what Liverpool's got to offer, apart from the obvious. So yeah, that should be about a week and a half. I think that's the 7th and 8th of March, so about a week and a half, or less than 2 weeks anyway. So I'm really looking forward to that. So keep your notifications turned on. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching me and joining me on my lunch brunch review at the Greyhound. If you enjoy watching my videos, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for when I upload new videos. This pushes the video out to other people who might be interested in visiting the ancient village of Coshall, maybe popping into the Greyhound for a drink or some delicious food, and also helps my channel grow. Many thanks everybody, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.